Hello everyone, I'm Michael Land, and welcome to another episode of Nexcelerator. And the vehicle that I am sitting in right now is in the all-new redesigned 2015 Subaru WRX. And the WRX was given itself a complete makeover to give itself a more competitive edge in the compact sports sedan segment. But does the all-new WRX though have what it takes to be able to maintain and accomplish that one particular goal that I had just now mentioned? Well, let's have some fun and figure that out. Now, like I've said, this is the all-new redesigned 2015 Subaru WRX, but this particular version is the limited edition of this vehicle. So taking a look at the exterior of this sport-like, race-inspired sedan, the WRX not only contains LED low-beam headlights with an auto on and off feature, but it even has both daytime running lights and fog lights that gives the vehicle both a modernized and race car-like appearance. But also looking at the left, right, and top sides, the exact same look that was just now revealed is carried on over through the remainder of the sedan. Now looking at the back of the WRX, there's a quad exhaust system equipped with two tailpipes each located on both the left and right sides underneath the rear bumper. In addition, the WRX even features both the rear spoiler and shark fin roof antenna, in which the antenna is placed on top of the roof respectively. As for the taillights, however, they don't only fit precisely well, but they even give an amazing complement to the rest of the sporty inspired exterior of this vehicle. Getting to the trunk of the all-new WRX, it has a nice high opening as you just now witnessed. In regards of the trunk space, however, it definitely has the ability to store a lot of groceries in addition to other items for your daily routine. Not to mention that there's even a glow-in-the-dark pull release handle for additional convenience. Now located underneath the trunk floor of the WRX is where you'll discover the spare tire. Additionally, the necessary parts to install it, including the jack, are all conveniently placed next to each other for easy accessibility. If you also want more cargo capacity in the WRX, you can definitely make that a reality by having both of the back seats folded down. To fold the back seats down, just gently pull back on the individual left and right rear seat release levers located next to both the headrests of the left and right rear seats. Then when you want to fold them back up, just simply put them back up until they lock in place. So opening the door to the WRX, it has a black leather interior with red color contrast stitching being placed on the outer portions of all the seats. That also includes both an 8-way driver power adjustable seat and a 4-way passenger seat that's manually adjustable. On a side note, the gas cap release is conveniently placed right next to the driver's seat on the bottom left side of it for additional convenience. Now to be able to start the engine of this WRX, just press your foot on the clutch all the way down to the floor, make sure the 6-speed manual transmission is in neutral, then take the black Subaru ignition key that you see me holding up in my hand, and immediately afterwards, put the key inside the ignition and turn it clockwise to bring the engine to life. As you just now witnessed, the WRX starts up right away without any kind of mechanical problems whatsoever, even when the temperature is at 95 degrees Fahrenheit like you're seeing right now on your screen. Now getting to the engine area of the WRX, it's not only well organized, but it's even easily reachable as well, in which I'll explain more on that here very shortly. But focusing on the power plant offering, the WRX has a newly introduced 2-liter 268 horsepower, dual overhead cam, intercooled turbo boxer engine that punches out 258 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. With that, you get a manageable 21 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. But with the EPA combination, you get a respectable 24 miles per gallon overall. Now focusing on the different parts of the engine area, the oil dipstick is located right next to the engine on the bottom left side of it, while the air intake system is placed on the middle left side. Also, the radiator is positioned in front of the engine, while the engine coolant is stationed right next to the radiator and the engine oil being in front of the engine coolant. In addition, the windshield washer fluid compartment is located on the front right side, while the battery compartment is right behind the windshield washer fluid compartment. Additionally, the brake fluid compartment is located on the back right side. So now taking a look at the interior of the all-new WRX, besides having the black leather interior seats that I mentioned earlier, it does not only have a new sporty, modernized interior that contains similar characteristics to the Subaru Impreza, but it even manages to keep things really simple and straightforward, in which I'll explain more on that here in just a little bit. Now the type of steering wheel that's equipped on the WRX is a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with side bolstering extensions at both of the 10 and 2 o'clock positions of it, alongside with the red color contrast stitching going across all over it. Additionally, it even includes additional controls on both the middle left and right portions, with the iSet settings being on the bottom left portion right underneath as well. Now located on the left side of the steering wheel is where you'll discover both the turn signal indicator and headlight controls, while the windshield wiper controls are just off to the opposite side of it on the right. Now to adjust the steering wheel of the WRX, just push down on the lever which is right underneath it, and you can easily have it raised up, lower down, and even have it closer or further away from you. And when you're finished adjusting it, just pull up the lever to lock it up in place. Conveniently positioned next to the steering wheel on the left side are the buttons for both the trunk release and traction controls. Now the transmission equipped on this particular WRX is a 6-speed manual transmission that provides smooth shifting feedback that responds precisely quick with authority. Furthermore, when you lift up the middle ring while shifting the transmission in reverse, there is even an integrated backup camera that includes easy-to-see distance lines, providing assistance to help make the task of backing up a whole lot easier. Additionally, both the front cup holders and the electronic e-brake are both placed directly behind the transmission, while the driver and front passenger heated seat controls are located right behind the e-brake. Turning the attention on over to the middle area of the WRX, you don't only get a convenient storage compartment, but also provided is where you'll find a 12-volt power outlet. However, placed right above the storage compartment is where you'll discover the air conditioning controls to the WRX. In addition, the Subaru stereo system is positioned right above the air conditioning controls. Equipped with that are 6 speakers, with the first one being on the bottom portion of the driver's side door. In addition, both the second and third speakers are positioned on the top left and right portions of the dashboard, while the fourth speaker is located on the bottom portion of the front passenger side door. Also, the fifth and sixth speakers are placed on the bottom portions of both the left and right rear doors. Now the Subaru stereo system comes with AM, FM, and Sirius XM satellite radio that's even equipped with HD radio capability. And you not only have a generous amount of 3 Sirius XM radio bands, but you even have a plentiful count of up to 2 AM and 3 FM radio bands respectively. So begin with the XM mode first. When you press the category button, you have the ability to scroll through the different variety of categories, not to mention that you can select the one of your choice and will randomly tune into the radio station from that desired category you choose. Also, you can scan in between stations in the XM band, as the exact same operation can be performed on any of the 2 AM and 3 FM radio bands. Additionally, You can even switch in between stations as well by easily just turning the tune/track channel dial knob to either the left or right direction to manually tune into a radio station regardless of which radio mode you have the stereo system tuned into. Furthermore, when you press the menu button, it provides you with the option to pair your Bluetooth-enabled cell phone for audio playback, as well as having the speed volume setting, HD radio feed, and the radio beep turned on or off. Now placed above the Subaru stereo system are both the emergency hazard indicator and a multifunction display screen. Now to get the most use out of it, you can scroll through the different variety of menus, such as viewing both the vehicle diagnostic and song title information, being relevant examples in this demonstration. Now positioned behind the front cup holders is the center console to the WRX. Inside of it, you not only get a generous amount of storage capacity to store small items, but it even provides both a USB and auxiliary port, as well as another 12-volt power outlet also. In addition, the center console not only opens smoothly, but closing it is also a piece of cake too. Now moving on over to the top roof area of the interior, there are two sun visors for both the driver and front passenger that feature both their own vanity mirror and lights. In between the sun visors are the power moonroof controls, the Bluetooth microphone, and front interior lamps, which are all located right next to each other. Now to operate the power moonroof, just simply push the button upwards in the open/close section to open it up to let some fresh air circulate inside the interior of the WRX. But to close the window, just push the button downwards in the open/close section to close up the window. Additionally, to tilt the window open, just simply push the button upwards in the up/down section. But to tilt the window shut, just push the button downwards in the up/down section to close up the window. Furthermore, you can even close the soft cover up, or you can either leave it open if you wish. Transferring on over to the glove box now, it's got a decent amount of storage capacity to where you can easily store about anything that you can imagine, such as the driver's manual being a relevant example. In addition to the airbag that you saw on the steering wheel earlier, there's even a knee airbag underneath the steering wheel of the driver's side, as well as another one equipped on the front passenger side of the dashboard. Also, there are two additional airbags with one each on the B-pillars of both the driver and front passenger sides, with two more airbags being placed on the C-pillars of both the left and right rear sides. Plus, there's even another set of two airbags with one each being integrated into both the driver and front passenger seats, which adds up for a total of 9 airbags altogether. Now proceeding on over to the driver's side door of the WRX, it doesn't only provide the controls for both the power locks and all 4 power windows, but the material quality is very sturdy with soft touch materials on not only the top and middle portions, but even the bottom portion is even the same way as well. Additionally, the material quality on the front passenger side door is the exact equivalent of the driver's side door. As for the rear left door, the same soft touch material qualities that were present on the driver's side door are carried on over to give the rear occupants the exact same benefit. Plus, the material quality on the right rear door is just as exactly the same as the left rear door. Now, as for the back seat goes for the all-new redesigned Subaru WRX, it's not only a very comfortable and inviting place to spend some time back here, but also on top of that, there's even a very generous amount of headroom space I do have in the back seat back here, and I'm only just about 5'11" to 6 feet tall. But what about the thigh support though, on the other hand? As for thigh support goes, it's very comfortable, supportive, and relaxing. Plus, the amount of legroom space I have in the back seat back here is very generous and accommodating, which makes it overall a very pleasant experience that you definitely won't forget. In addition, there are 2 rear map pockets for the rear passengers that also includes the rear cup holders, which are placed right in the middle. Plus, there's even another set of interior lamps in which they are located behind the power moonroof. So with everything that you have seen, the MSRP price of this particular version of the WRX is $29,995, and that's the price with the heated front seats included. But if you add the destination and delivery fee to the previously mentioned MSRP price, the total cost of the vehicle runs at $30,790, which is not a bad price for a compact sports sedan that's able to offer upscale amenities that you simply cannot refuse to pass up. So to reiterate the question that I asked in the beginning of the episode, does the all-new redesigned Subaru WRX have what it takes to continue on being a very competitive compact sports sedan? The answer? It absolutely sure does, without a doubt about it. Not just because of how much the vehicle has changed from both the inside and outside, but also because of the incredible amount of safety features that the sedan offers that nobody can pass up at all. In addition, the WRX even provides a plentiful amount of room and comfort for both the driver and passengers without sacrificing both fuel economy and driving performance, which is in all thanks in that part to the newly introduced 2-liter turbocharged boxer engine from Subaru. Additionally, the WRX was even named as an Insurance Institute for Highway Safety top safety pick for having the best crash test ratings in every single category tested. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Nexcelerator. I'm Michael Land, and I'll see you next time.